So we're moving from dependence to independence. In this move, the third habit is put first things first. Think about this for a moment. There are all sorts of things we can do in the course of a day. The challenge is we all have the same 24 hours. President Obama has the same 24 hours a day as we do. We can accomplish whatever we'd like in those 24 hours. So he says, remember, time management, he gives us a matrix, and essentially the matrix looks like this. A matrix is a box that has 4 quadrants. He says, think of it in terms of what's important and what's urgent. So if what's urgent is at the top, and what's important is on the side, and that means that anything in the lower half is less important. Follow me? Anything in the top half is more important. Okay? Less important, more important. Urgent is up above, so anything on the left is less urgent. Anything here is more urgent. Isn't it true, he says, that sometimes we find ourselves focusing on the urgent things in life, which is good. I mean, if things are urgent, we have to attend to them. In my life, at 2 o'clock this afternoon, I said, oh my God, I have class at 6 o'clock, I better prepare something. Preparing for class became urgent for me. But there are also important things in life. So that, for instance, this is higher importance and higher urgency. He says, why should we spend time doing urgent things that are not important? Think about that for a moment, right? He says, take a look at this quadrant. If it's urgent and important, like my preparing for the Theological Institute this evening, what should I do? Do it now, right? What did I do at 2 o'clock this afternoon? I said, this is urgent and important, I better do this. If it's urgent but not important, then forget it. Follow me? Not important, not urgent, important but not urgent. Decide when to do it. There's certain things in my life that are important, but they're not urgent. It's important for me to write a letter to a certain person. The challenge is I haven't taken the time to do it yet. So I have to decide when I'm going to do that and get it into my calendar so that it gets done. How do we find the time to do the important things in life? Because the urgent things are always there, pressing on our time. So he says what we have to do is we have to learn to say no to certain things, especially to those things that are not important. He says identify your roles. This is a good exercise. Identify your roles, select goals for each, then schedule activities. Simply meaning, okay, what are my different roles in life? Maybe for you. Maybe you're a mother. Maybe you're a sister. Maybe you're a daughter. We're thinking about all the roles and relationships you play. Maybe you're a teacher. Maybe you're the head of a ministry. Okay, I'm just totally making up a list here, but it sounds like it could resemble different people in the room. Right? Think through all of the different roles that you play in life, and then figure out what are your goals with respect to every single one of these. During the month of March, what are my goals as a mother? Okay, my children are all grown, they've left the house. I'm going to find time to have breakfast with each child this month, or whatever it is. What is your goal in this role? In the next role, what is your goal for this role? What is your goal for each of these roles? And then to think through, okay, now schedule them. Put it in your calendar and schedule the time so that during March, for instance, you're accomplishing the goals that you have for each role. Mario?
When you're married and together, my goal is this, her goal is that.
Okay.
We have to compromise. Which one is urgent and which one is really.
You bet so. Life and relationship is all about
By
compromise,
myself, I
right?
would do whatever.
Because you both have different roles. You both have different goals. And so how do you do it? You know, For those who live life in relationship, it's balancing. And that relationship is not necessarily married or living together, but even with respect to parent-children relationships, with our parents and or with our children, we all find ourselves in different relationships. How do we find the time for ourselves to pay attention to all the roles that we play in life, right? Father Jamie has to find time to balance, okay? His role as pastor, with his role as school board member, with his role as whatever else he plays, right? Husband, whatever role, son, uncle, he has to balance all these roles, okay? Stephen Covey says, how do we do this in such a way that we be more effective, more proactive, more thinking about, okay, these are the different roles that I play in life, these are the goals that I have in each role, and this is how I'm scheduling them into my calendar so that they get done. So Stephen Covey then says, once we figure all that out then, we schedule out how are we going to get these goals done for each of these roles. We're scheduling them or delegating them, because if something is not important, why should I be spending my time doing it? Delegating, when it comes to delegating things, he says it's important to create clear understanding of desired results. Okay, so you want to delegate a task to another person, right? I just wish I had more time in the world, but okay, maybe I'm going to delegate a certain ministry to someone else. Okay, as pastor, I'm going to delegate a ministry to someone else. What would be important, and this could happen in our homes, in our workplaces, what are the important parts of delegating, he says? First, create a clear understanding of desired results, what it is that a good job looks like. Second, identify the parameters, what they can or can't do. Identify the resources, what you're giving them to be able to do what they need to do. Set up standards for performance and accountability, right? This is how I'm going to check back on you. And specify the consequences. And if you do a good job, this is what will await you. So that's habit 3, putting first things first. You can see it's starting for us to be able to think about organizing our lives. Now that we're beginning with the end in mind, thinking about what we want people to say about us, we're starting to think through our roles in life. Okay, and then based on those roles, what are your goals for every single role? And then how are you scheduling those so that those things get done? Or delegating them to someone else?